Hey everyone, and welcome back. So today we're going to be going over everything you need to know about the release of Dimension Shellshock, which is the DLC for TMNT Shredder's Revenge. I've already covered each one of the separate trailers that were released, but in today's video we're going to condense all that together in one nice neat package. But not only that, we also got some extra information because they did release a 13-minute gameplay video. And there was also a 10 or so minute interview done with the developers of the game that actually gave us a lot of insight into the different gameplay mechanics. So if you're excited to learn everything you can know about the new DLC package, or if you were on the fence trying to decide if you want to pick it up for this week, well guess what, today's video is going to be perfect for you. Now let's jump in, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you aren't already so we can finally hit that 20k subscriber mark. Now to get us started off, let's talk about one of the best elements being added to this DLC package, and that is the addition of two new fully playable characters that will be available in each mode of gameplay. And the first one of these two characters, also the first one that was announced, is going to be Usagi Yojimbo, which is pretty much known as the Mutant Samurai Rabbit. Now the choice of this character was an excellent one, and he was probably among the top 3 choices of almost every TMNT fan out there. He's a character that's appeared in multiple versions of the different TMNT media, meaning that there's a fair deal of backstory to pull from, but not only that, there's also a lot of animation references. Visually, he's also a very interesting character, and let's be honest, he fits in perfectly with the Turtle Gang. Now, in the interview with IGN, we actually got a little bit of insight into what his fighting style will be like. Because the developers said that they wanted to create a character that was mostly focused around aerial combat. And we discovered in that interview that he will be the sole character capable of a double jump, meaning that he can actually change directions in the air, but also that he can actually perform his full combo while off the ground. Now this opens up a lot of new possibilities for gameplay, and also is going to make him a character that will feel extremely unique. On a personal side note, playing as Usagi will be my first order of business as soon as the DLC releases. Now the second character that was announced was one that at least I was totally not expecting, and that is Karai. Now in some versions of the media, Karai is actually Shredder's daughter. And in other versions, she is simply a very high-ranking member of the Foot Clan, and in most cases eventually becomes the leader. As I said in my initial reaction, her addition to the cast is a slightly more odd one, simply because she isn't always a good guy, and she has a very mixed relationship with the Turtles, even at some points being a love interest with Leonardo. Now we didn't get any insights into her exact gameplay style, other than what we could observe in the different gameplay trailers. However, from what I can tell, she seems to be a very highly mobile character, and I don't know if it's just the gameplay style of the person playing her, but she seems to be doing a lot of throw mechanics. Now visually, her basic color palette is very different from the other characters available so far, and although a lot of people would have preferred a mutant character, I still think she'll be a nice addition to the lineup. Because you know what? Sometimes it just feels good to play a character that's a little bad. Now character-wise, that's not all we're getting. Now, although they will not be fully playable, we are also getting the ability at certain points in the game to mutate into some boss characters. Now, once again, in the interview, we finally did get confirmation there will only be 3 boss mutations for the moment available, which will be Shredder, Rocksteady, and Bebop. Now, each one of these characters will have a full complement of basic moves and also special abilities. However, they will only be available as temporary transformations, and also apparently only in the new gameplay mode. And although I would have loved to see this implemented throughout every gameplay mode, you know what, it was nonetheless a very awesome surprise to see this announced. Now this leads us directly into what is probably the second biggest announcements from this DLC package, and that is the addition of a brand new game mode, which is Survival Mode. Now the basic setup is that the Neutrinos crashed the Turtles' latest pizza party, and they are in dire need of help because Shredder is seeking to conquer the multiverse itself. So now it's up to the Turtles and their friends to jump between the different dimensions and try to stop Shredder once and for all. And what this does is open an awesome opportunity to get a bunch of new levels added to the game. Because visually there seems to be a huge lineup of new areas, one based on Edo, Japan, another based in Dimension X, and even one based in the black and white style of the original TMNT comic. Now once again, within the interview with the developers, we got a lot of insight on how the different mechanics will work for the survival mode. Now number one, there's supposed to be at least 100 different battle challenges throughout the survival mode, meaning this is packed with content. There are also brand new enemy variations that will be exclusive to this gameplay mode. Number two, the way the basic progression will be handled is that at the end of each challenge, you'll have a choice between one of two upgrades. Every now and then you will have the choice to pick up crystals. The more you pick up of these crystals, the more you will progress through the survival mode, but also the more the difficulty will increase. This is also how you will get access to those boss mutations, because every now and then you will have the choice to pick one up. If your party makes that choice, one of the party members will be transformed into the boss character. But there are also a ton of other unlockable features like additional lives, ninja power bars, radical modes, and even health refills. Once again, I think this was an excellent gameplay mode to add because it really does add another level of longevity to the gameplay. And will make Shredder's Revenge an even better game to play in co-op because you can always go for that next high score. They're also adding new color palettes for each one of the characters in-game. And probably one of the best announcements overall is that there will be 5 color palettes available to everyone, whether you're purchasing the DLC or you already just own the base game. After that, there's supposed to be many more available color palettes that will be exclusive to those who are purchasing the DLC. Once again, this is another awesome way to add another level of visual variety to the game. And personally, I can't wait to equip those old school black and white palettes. Oh, and also did I mention that through all this, we'll also be getting some brand new tracks from T-Lopes, adding to an already amazing soundtrack. Probably the last thing to cover for this DLC package is the price. They're releasing all this for only $7.99. Now personally, would I have liked it to be completely free? Obviously. But at least $7.99 seems like a pretty fair price for everything we're getting here. Oh, and just in case you already weren't aware, the DLC is releasing on August 31st of 2023. And I will be streaming it upon release, so if you want to check it out for yourself before you dive in, you can always come and drop on by. So that's pretty much it. That is everything you need to know about the new TMNT DLC. As I said at the beginning of the video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you aren't already, and click on that notification bell so you know when all my future content comes out. And as usual, I'll see you in my next video.